Hi, this is Emily with Getting Finances Done and 12 Weeks to Fiscal Fitness. Today I want to show you how you can use Quicken with your zero-based budget. We have done this for years. Although Quicken wasn't designed for zero-based budgeting, there is kind of a workaround, a little hack that we found that makes it really easy to do. Now, if you're looking to purchase financial software, I would not recommend purchasing Quicken. But if you already have Quicken, then this is a really great way to go. Now, if you're going to buy some, we would recommend you need a budget, and my husband's already done some posts on that. You can refer to those posts for more information. Now, I wanted to make a little note that I'm using Quicken 2004, which is a much older version of Quicken, but the same functionality should be present in newer versions of Quicken. Now, what makes this method work is that we use virtual accounts to represent each category using the savings goals function in Quicken. So here are my savings goals, and I've created a savings goal category for each of my budget categories. So these are like virtual accounts. They act like budgeting envelopes. So I'm going to allocate my money into all of these different accounts. Now you'll notice that they all have stars, and that's there's two reasons for that. One is that Quicken won't let you give two categories the same name. So we already have an expense category named with these names, and so we have to make it a little bit different. But the second reason is it makes it really easy. You'll see later when you want to just type everything in to know that you're using a savings goal category whenever you use a star. So let's go ahead and close this, and I'll show you an example with our master budget and a sample paycheck. So let's pretend that on April 1st we get a $1,500 paycheck. Now we've already looked at our budget and decided these are the categories where we're going to allocate that money. $200 for gas, $100 for medical, and $1,200 for our mortgage. So we'll go over here, we'll make sure we're in our checking account, and we're going to enter in that paycheck just like normal. So on the 1st, we'll get a paycheck of $1,500. Now I have to choose an income or an expense category. And I'm going to choose salary because that was our income. Okay, so now we have a balance of $1,500, and now we need to allocate it into our virtual accounts over here on the left. And this is how you do that. So because it's a deposit, we're going to make it a payment. You enter this just like you would enter a check or a bill or a payment to any other institution. So first we'll say, okay, we need $200 for gas. Now instead of choosing an expense category, I'm going to scroll down and make a transfer to my virtual auto gas account. And I'll enter that in. Now I'll show you how these stars come into play. Now I want to put this into my medical, and I just start typing star medical, and it pops right up. I transfer that money into that virtual account, and as you see, my balance goes down. This is what I have left to allocate, and those amounts are showing up over here in my virtual accounts on the left. So finally we'll allocate this for the mortgage. Okay, so my balance is 0, and my money is all allocated over here on the left. Now don't worry, because obviously this is our checking account balance. It isn't really a balance of 0. If you want to see how much money is really in your checking account, you can hide these savings goals. So I just toggle that, and I can see I have $2,700 in my account. Okay. Now, as we have expenses, let's say on the 2nd, we go to Texaco and we spend, $60 on gas. Now again, we have to choose a category for this, and we're going to have the expense category, auto gas. Now I will make a matching transaction. Every time we put in an expense, we have to enter 2 transactions, one for the expense, one for the virtual account. So since this was a payment, this will be a deposit. And I'm going to choose auto gas and enter that in. my balance is 0 here, and it's subtracted $60 from my auto gas category. So, every time, let's say we have our mortgage payment, and that's $1,200, I choose my expense category. Now I go ahead and enter another transaction, $1,200, and this time it's my virtual category. So any money that I have available to spend is showing up over here on the left instead of being in my checking account ledger. Now the major drawback to this approach is, as you can see, for every transaction you're going to have to enter it at least twice, once for the expense and once for the virtual account. Now when you put a paycheck in, sometimes you'll enter more than that because you'll do one for the deposit and then several to put that money into your virtual accounts. So it takes a little bit of time, but you actually get used to it and you can do it pretty quickly. In the next couple of screencasts, I'll show you exactly how to set the system up so that it will work for you. This is Emily with Getting Finances Done and 12 Weeks to Fiscal Fitness.